Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your body, your mindset, your wellness from where you are right now to being unstoppable. And today's topic is about stop making excuses. I want to ask you this question. Are you where you want to be with your health, your wellness, your energy levels, the body that you want? Are you there where you need to be? Now, before you answer that question, I want you to be honest with yourself and say, what is the dream that you want? And let's start here. Let's start with your body, because if you're completely honest with yourself, the feedback that I get from just about every single client that I have ever worked with is they're not really happy with their body. They want to be slimmer, they want to be tighter, they want to be more toned, they want to be sexier, they want to have more muscle definition. But most of us are too afraid to actually say that out loud. There's nothing wrong with saying, I want to be sexy, I want to be so hot that my partner or future partner cannot keep their hands off me. They think I'm absolutely delicious. Now that is something that's going to drive you, isn't it? But most of us don't say that. So I just want to lose a little bit of weight. I want to lose 5 kilos. Okay, great. What's the dream? Oh, the dream? Well, that's 15. Well, why did you say 5? Well, I don't think I can really get to that 15. Why don't you think you can get there? Oh, well, there might be a whole combination of things. I just can't do it. I don't have time. I'm too tired. I don't know what to really do. I hate running, and I had a friend that got really slim and lost weight, but she ran all the time, or he ran all the time. I love food too much. I get bored too easily with things. I'm too lazy. I'm unmotivated. I just need some accountability, and I haven't really had that before. I mean, these are all just a series of different types of excuses. And what excuse are you making for yourself? What is that real dream that you want for yourself? What's that sexy body that you want? Maybe that's not important to you. What's that? But I want you to say, what's that body that you want? I want you to define what that body is that you want. And it's not all about that, but I think if you start there, then you can reflect internally and say, well, what's the inner health that I want as well? Because you can look good on the outside and feel like crap on the inside and still not be where you really want to be. A great example of that is a gastric sleeve. People that have this surgery, they have their stomach physically cut to pieces so that they can physically not get the food in there, so that helps them eat, forces them to eat less, otherwise they'll vomit, and they lose weight. And they might look good, but what they haven't normally fixed is the mindset, and they then have this kind of love-hate relationship with food because they can only ever eat a little bit of food, and they can't eat some of the things that they used to eat before because it makes them throw up. So they're constantly having this battle with food and not enjoying that. But they might look good or look a lot better than they did before, but they're not truly happy with who they are inside. But I want you to start externally and then reflect internally and say, well, why aren't you there now? What's stopping you from being there now? And be honest with yourself. Because I'm here to tell you, today is the day you need to stop making excuses for yourself. I have worked with a number of people over time where I just get sick of hearing their excuses. It's like, well, why do you keep telling me the same thing? This is all on you, why you aren't achieving this. It's not about me, it's all about you. Why aren't you eating the foods that I've given you? Why are you not sticking to those? Why do you only stick to this for a week and then you say, oh, I need a completely different meal plan? When we tend to only eat the same 20 foods all our life, but somehow, mysteriously, you want a completely different meal plan every week. Now, that person is the one that is no way they're going to be motivated to make up a separate batch of recipes every single week. They're just not. They don't do it. They stay exactly where they are, but they just make up different excuses as to why they can't get there. I've worked with people that have said to me, well, I've lost weight before, but I'm not losing it now because it was just so hard last time. It was so incredibly hard. What was hard? I had to work so hard to do it. What do you mean? Well, with my food, with the exercise, I was exercising so much. Now, normally when you pull that apart, this really just comes down to people's expectations and people's perception of what hard is. Because trust me, these people that say, oh, it was just so hard, they're not really working that hard at all. And they're not working consistently. You don't have to thrash yourself every single day to achieve the transformation that you need. You just have to do little bits consistently, and that adds up to a massive result in the long run. The people that normally say it was just too hard are people that are normally looking for a very, very fast result, a very big result, even though it may have taken them 30 years to get to the position where they are right now. They may have been overweight their entire life, carrying that extra 5, 10, 15, 20 kilos for most of their life. You go back and look at pictures when they were maybe children or maybe teenagers, and then in their early 20s, mid-20s, etc. And you'll find that they'll look exactly the same, or maybe they're a little bit bigger now. And maybe there's been kids that they've had and they've put on that baby weight and then maybe a little bit more. They've lost most of the baby weight, but that's still there. And then that just keeps adding on. Maybe every couple of years, there's maybe a kilo or two. And before you know it, that just gets accepted as, well, this is just the way that I am now. I've had kids. I've got a busy life. It was so hard to do this before. I've tried a number of things. I just can't do it. So I guess I just have to sit where I am. It's just way too hard. But the thing is, you've got to be realistic about what it is that you're trying to achieve. And if you've gotten to where you are right now because of the habits, the lifestyle that you've lived up to this point. And that normally involves, for most people, making some poorer choices more consistently than better choices. And that's why you get this little bit that adds on each day, each week, each month, each year. And that's why you are where you are. So you can't just expect to say, okay, well, I'm going to change this. And if it doesn't work, if I don't get a great result in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I'm going to give up. I'm going to just go back and do what I was before because I'll just say, oh, it's not working. It's too hard what I'm doing. I'll just go back and do what I was doing before. That's not the right mentality, okay? You've got to approach this with what are the sustainable, healthy principles that I can stick with forever. And if this takes me the rest of my life, then it's going to take me the rest of my life because I need to eat every day. And even though I might not get the body in the time and the health in the time that I'm saying to myself that I should, at least every single day I'm taking a step in the right direction. Each day that goes past, I am getting one step closer because I am embedding these principles into my mindset. I'm changing my mindset so that I no longer think about these instantaneous, gratuitous results. I'm thinking about what are the healthy principles that are going to sustain me forever. And I know that each day is going to go by anyway, and I'm just going to make sure that I stick to the healthy principles because it's taken me 20, 15, 30 years to get to where I am right now, and I know what I've been doing to myself. So now I'm going to empower myself, I'm going to educate myself, I'm going to inspire myself so that I can do this for the right reasons for me for the rest of my life. Now, most people don't have that conversation with themselves. And yes, one of the excuses that I often get is that I'm too lazy. I'm unmotivated. Well, that's a lot of people, really. And what it comes down to is making sure you get that accountability. And now most people aren't very good at making themselves accountable, which is where I come in. You get the coaching so that you have somebody that will hold you accountable to achieve the results that you want to achieve. And it's not about the results that your coach wants to achieve. It's about the results that you want to achieve. Because, for instance, I work with people that don't want six packs. I want a six-pack for me. I want a six-pack for you if you want a six-pack, but if you don't want a six-pack, then that's fine. Let's work on what it is that's important for you. This is why we come in all heights, shapes, sizes, colours, and we like and love different things. It's what makes the world exciting and different and fun to live in. So that's why it's important for you to do the work about determining what it is that you truly want. Because until you do that, you're not going to get that fire in your belly that says, I'm going to do this no matter how hard it is. I'm going to do it bit by bit until I get to where it is that I want to get to. The first thing you have to start doing is stop making the excuses. Stop making up stories that you tell yourself as to why you can't achieve what it is that you want to achieve. And I want you to dream bigger. I want you to think bigger versions of your health, wellness, fitness, and body. I want you to think better. Dream big. Don't just rest on your laurels and say, well, I've always been a bit overweight, but I love my food too much, so I'll just stay where I am. Think bigger than that. Improve yourself. I'm sure if you're listening to this right now, I know that you are driven. I know that you are an inspiring business entrepreneur, business person. You're constantly looking for success. You're constantly looking for ways to build better, stronger relationships. But do you put that same focus and energy into your health? Because my belief is that your highest value should be health and fitness. Because without that, if you've got that at zero, then you're dead. So it should come first, because when you focus on that, everything in your life will get better, because you've got more energy, you've got more health, you've got more vitality, you've got more strength, you'll have more focus and mental clarity. Did I already say that? You'll get more productive, you'll get more sales, you'll do all of those things, and you'll live longer, and you'll be pain-free for longer. You will stave off diseases, infections, all of those things. You are just doing all this good work that some of it is physical in terms of what you'll see the change, but there's a lot of invisible change that you'll have as well. You can't see that each repetition that you're doing and each mouthful of proper food that you're eating is helping prevent cholesterol or reducing cholesterol levels or helping you healthier, helping you become healthier. You can't see all that happening, but it's happening. It's making you healthier. It's making you better. So when you connect to all these dots, all these links in the chain, you'll see that this is just the best path for me. The trouble is most people don't think big enough, and people make up too many excuses as to why they can't achieve perhaps their mediocre goal that they set. So they end up staying where they are anyway, or they'll eat a few salads here and there, or they'll go on maybe a crash diet. They'll say, oh, look, let's do keto. Let's do that for a few weeks and drop a few kilos. Then stop it, go back to old habits because it hasn't really taught them anything, and they haven't had the coaching and accountability in the process. So they just fall off the wagon and they go back to old habits, and before you know it, they're back to where they are, plus maybe an extra 10%. Or 5%. So let's do it differently. Let's stop making excuses. Let's set a big goal for yourself. Let's make it really bright and shiny and clear for you. Let's think about your external body, what you want that to look like. Let's think about your inner health. Let's do this for the rest of our lives so that we can convince ourselves that there is no other path apart from making sure that every day I look after myself. Not looking for shortcuts, not looking for a fast fixed diet that's going to strip off 10 kilos in a week, or surgery or anything like that. Think about how can you exercise in a way that you're going to love. How can you feed yourself in a way with delicious food and plenty of it? How can you make sure that you can really develop these continuous routines for yourself that you are just completely conditioned to living this lifestyle that will give you the outcomes that you want. When you take that approach, it's like looking at the elephant. No, that's not really a good analogy. I was going to say eating the elephant. Or even the next one, I was going to say chopping down a big tree. That's probably not really politically correct either nowadays. But what you're doing is you're taking it a piece at a time. Let's say walking up a mountain. It's one step at a time. Each step you take will get you one step closer to the top. Now, sometimes when you're climbing up a really steep mountain, what do you have to do? Well, you have to take the windy path, because going straight up is maybe too steep. So if you go the windy path, then that is going to still get you there. It just might take you a little longer. But it's your journey, and everybody's journey is a little different. The point is, you've got to love the journey and realize that it's going through that journey that creates the person that you will become. It's not the end result. It's who you become along the journey that really makes the difference. And I guarantee you this, if you make excuses at the moment around why you don't have the health and body that you want, I guarantee you, you're doing it in other areas of your life as well. Either consciously or unconsciously, you are doing that as well. So this is why what I love about your health and fitness. If you nail that, you will nail other areas of your life too, because you're so focused and driven, you'll make it happen. Stop making excuses. I believe in you. Anyone can do this. Sometimes you just need the right level of coaching and accountability, the right meal plan, the right workouts, so that you can achieve this in your way. That's why tailored coaching is your best approach for you. So, if you want to work with me directly, I can be your coach to help transform your health, your body, everything around your health and fitness. What you need to do is go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com. You can opt in for a free consultation there, and that's how we can get started. I would love to help transform you, because you have more energy, more focus, more health, your whole life changes, and that, trust me, is so damn exciting. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.